Well, welcome back to the international economics lectures. Well, I believe uh, seventh part. I think this will be the last part, but we'll see if it's necessary. I can add another part. Uh, well, in the last case, I have basically told you on that the fact that Germany is trading with Poland has created a stability in Germany. But we should note one thing on this actually before we move on, and that thing is that type of stability can only exist if the German the sectors that operate in Germany and sectors that operate in Poland can remain isolated. That might be either the case when German and Polish, let's say, well, companies are not trading with each other because, well, let's assume that there are, well, if they are producing same output, of course, I mean, in that case, in Germany, that output will have a much higher price compared with Poland, and that would be in that case basically let's say if this is a computer, people will prefer to buy the Polish computers instead of the German computers, especially if German computers really don't have higher quality, and in that case basically uh, German the companies that are employing German workers, computer manufacturing companies that are employing German workers will go bankrupt, and as a result, Polish workers will prevail. I mean, they will be more and more employed by the German computer companies, or well, basically, German computer factories will go to Poland and basically employ workers there. So, as in that sense, actually, as more people from the computer sector go to the Poland, basically, this will increase the this will basically increase the reserve army in Germany, decrease reserve army in Poland, and in the end benefit. In the end, the exploitation rates in Germany and Poland will remain the same, one way or the other. However, this separation might exist if the sectors in which German companies invest in Poland are separate from the sectors in Germany. So if in Germany the capitalists are producing computers, hardware, non-food items, and if in Poland they are exclusively investing in agriculture, maybe some other sectors like clothing, I don't know. In that case, the German workers, well, the product of the German workers is different from the product of the Polish workers, and since in the economy both products are needed, both are bought and sold, and the prices of the products that are produced by German workers in that case can be higher, since I mean the Polish products are not at least perfect substitutes of those products. In some cases, even you might need to buy German products, even if they are expensive, because you might need them to continue your production process, basically. So this is the thing actually. I mean the sectors in which sectors which are dominant in Poland and Germany should be different from the sectors that are dominant in Poland and Germany, should be different basically. Why are they staying different in normal times? Well, there could be many reasons. One reason might be actually the Polish workers might be uneducated, the infrastructure might not be there. You might basically think that maybe the industries that are supporting certain sectors might not existing, and if there's no computer industry existing at least a significant level in Poland, investing in the computer industry might be something risky. If profits are already good enough, basically you invest in the sectors that are relatively more safe in Poland, which which might be agricultural sector or mining sectors, basically. This might change if profit rates fall. In that case, the capitalists might be more willing to take risks, basically. Let's go to the other case, the last case, which is the labor mobility. In this case, we have Polish workers that are actually migrating to Germany, but they are, at first, just able to work in some sectors. In this prototype case, I have assumed they are working in the clothing sector, and the German workers are working in the computer sector. This doesn't need to be sectors. It can also be, German workers might be skilled workers, Polish workers might be unskilled workers. German workers might be more doing, cleaning, for example, hard working things, more technical things, even if they are relatively unskilled. While Polish workers might do certain things that might be like cleaning, for example. So their occupations might be different. In that case, the sectors that are occupying that need more workers, in which Polish workers are occupied, will face a decrease in price level compared with the exchange value, and the sectors that need more workers that have the occupations that are occupying German workers will experience an increase in price level. So we start with the case when actually let's decrease this a little bit, since in Germany Polish workers should face a little bit less exploitation rate. So let's make this 10. And let's make this also 10. So, and initially, let's assume, again, there is no exploitation of German workers at all. But workers are mobile, and capital is also mobile between clothing and computer sector. So the profit rate will be the capital amount, which is C plus V, times the profit rate, which is, of course, this rate. So 2.75 for the clothing sector. And in this case, it will be G16, 7.27. So if we had just German workers, again, the system would collapse, because German workers would not be able to, the capitalists won't be able to get any profit. But the existence of the Polish workers actually allow both sectors with German workers and the sectors with Polish workers to be able to get the equal amount of profit. And that amount of profit is basically 18% in this case. I'm sorry, this is 16. And the price will be C plus V plus profit amount in this case. So as you see, the price of the products that are employing the Polish workers will decrease, because there will be excessive amount of investment in these sectors, and the prices of the products which employ German workers will be higher, because there will be less investment in these sectors, and exploitation rate will be S divided by V, so 1 and 0 basically. So this is the case for the labor mobility basically. And we've experienced a similar type of situation there. And just like in the previous case, when they just took to the base the profit rates, the values that are visible, German workers might just think that their exploitation rate is higher than the Polish workers. But this might be because of the price distortions. This might not be necessarily because they are more productive. But still, they might be okay with this initially, because Polish workers are in sectors where German workers are not working anyway, and even though they might not like Polish culture that much, they might be okay since the Polish workers are not threatening them basically. They had the sectors where they exist and German workers exist are separate from each other. Well, all of this beautiful picture, however, and again, why Polish workers are not employed? Again, it could be risky. Their knowledge level might be small. But also German workers might react to this. And initially, when Polish workers work in the computer factories, because they might not have enough knowledge yet, they might need to cooperate with the German workers, which German workers might react to it and not do it. And even the German workers in other sectors might react and not cooperate with the Polish workers. And also, in the computer sector, working culture might be more suitable to the German culture for certain reasons. Maybe German workers wake up early but go out late. The Polish workers might be otherwise. I mean, wake up late but work for late hours. But the work culture might be more suitable to the German culture, not the Polish culture. That could be the other thing. So all of these other factors might actually decrease the productivity of the Polish workers, not because of the individual characteristics, but because the way the work has organized, because the social environment where they are going to work, when they work in the computer sectors. So employing Polish workers would be risky, and at normal times, the capitalists won't necessarily take that risk. I mean, they won't take that risk if their profit rate is sufficiently high. This beautiful picture will, however, disappear if the profit rates fall. If profit rates fall, suddenly this cheap workforce will be attractive, both when they are within Poland, but also when they are within Germany. Well, and that's the case when German capitalists now will go to Poland, but they won't anymore invest in agriculture, but they will also invest in the high-tech sectors, maybe computer sector. That will be the case when in Germany, Polish workers will be increasingly more employed in the computer sector. Well, now the Germans who are working in the computer sector and who remain in Germany face increasingly Polish workers are preferred to them, both within Germany and outside Germany. So their reserve army will increase, their living conditions will get worse, and in the end, exploitation rate in both countries for both workers will get equal to each other. At least that will be the trend. So at that moment, of course, German workers won't anymore like Polish workers. Basically, they will say, I mean, they are stealing our jobs, and they are lazy. They were not as productive as us anyway. Actually, they were lazy. They were less productive. That's why they were earning less. But for some reason, our employers are now preferring them because they are cheap. Well, because they are cheap, and because they are cheap and they are sufficiently productive compared with German workers. Of course, that's why they are employing them. And of course, the employers they change the working culture also according to the needs of the Polish workers, because at that change, that taking that risk is now valuable. I mean, that's now necessary for them to survive since their profit rates are low. Just like the capitalists have changed the working conditions so that the children and women even could be employed in the factories in the early 19th century, for example. So this is the case of the labor mobility, actually. It's me who has applied this model to labor mobility and the capital mobility case, but I think this model, when it's applied to those cases, tells a lot on the capital and labor mobility. That's why I have done that. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you liked this lecture also overall. Next time we will see development and the world system model, where we look from a different perspective to the global economy. And I think it's also in many ways a more complete approach. Although this approach also has its own nuance, and I will refer to this approach also. But anyway, I hope to see you next time, And as always, stay healthy.